turning into a single metropolitan loop where no area within the whole region would be further away than 40 minutes by public transportation. It wouldn't just be an infrastructure for public transportation and highways. It will also be infrastructure for waste management, for water management, a smart grid that combines the hydroelectricity of Sweden with the wind power of Denmark. And it also connects all of the most prosperous businesses in the region into this sort of new binational capital. And like merging the two countries, we would introduce pink in the flag for the first time. It has exactly the same size as the Bay Area in San Francisco, so it's a quite well-known urban entity. And the idea is that the infrastructure, like the train, would also be like really combined with urban development. So like everything is like intertwined into these sort of new hybrids. To sort of indicate that this is not just like long-term science fiction. Like the first project that we're doing within the Loop City is a project for a waste-to-energy power plant in downtown Copenhagen. And the main idea is that all of the waste of the Copenhagen goes into the power plant, and basically like a bag of household trash turns into 4 hours of domestic electricity and 5 hours of heating. Seen as a resource, a ton of trash is almost the same as 2 barrels of oil. But these power plants, when they're located in the middle of the city, they're like these big, ugly boxes. They cast shadows on the neighbors, they block the views. This specific one is going to be the biggest and tallest building in all of Copenhagen. It's right next to the marina. It's right next to these guys that go water skiing on this cable park. So speaking of skiing, Danes, they love to ski, but we don't have any mountains. We have snow, but no mountains. But we have mountains of trash. So we thought, like, why don't we take, like, this is a Swedish ski resort where Copenhageners go for 5 hours to ski and then come back. We can put it almost the same size of slope on top of the power plant. It's a 300-foot drop. We know exactly how big the machines are, so instead of just doing a normal visitor center where, you know, school teachers can drag the children and force them to listen to how trash turns into energy, here there's an elevator that takes you to the roof where you can choose between a green, a blue, and a black ski slope. And because it's man-made, the slope actually ends at the bottom of the elevator. So from 2016, you should start looking out for the Danish competitors in alpine skiing competitions, because now we can actually practice at home. Because we won the competition based on this idea also, so are now charged with trying to figure out how to orchestrate skiing in downtown Copenhagen. Basically, the facade is made of these planters that filter the daylight into the workspace of the factory. So you can say, like, almost like the first image I started showing this sort of idea of the city as a man-made ecosystem is very close to becoming reality in this case, where not only do we harvest the local resources, the daylight, the natural ventilation, the water that is the rainwater that waters the plants, but also together with the city of Copenhagen, it forms a big ecosystem. As the last element, this factory it's going to be the cleanest waste-to-energy power plant in the world. Smoke coming out of the chimney is completely non-toxic, but it does contain a little bit of CO2. So we worked with the artists Relatives United, trying to see if we could sort of take control of the mouth of the chimney, so that when there's 100 kilos of CO2, it puffs a gigantic smoke ring. So essentially, of course, on one level, we like this idea that, you know, it's almost the ultimate expression of hedonistic sustainability, that you turn the chimney into something playful that puffs smoke rings. But more importantly, one of the main drivers of behavioral change is knowledge. That if people don't know, they can't act. And, you know, smoke and CO2 emissions is this very abstract idea. You never know how much it is. So, you know, when my nephews ask me what's a ton of CO2, I have to say that I don't know. In 2016, you could just count the smoke rings, and when you counted 10 of them, we just emitted 1 ton of CO2. And even the smoke rings are actually now being investigated as serious proposal. So you can say like that the waste-to-energy power plant in Copenhagen is not only sort of environmentally and economically sustainable, that it actually turns waste into a resource. It's also socially sustainable in the way that it actually turns a big power plant into a public park. And actually, as almost as a spin-off, we just won a competition in Finland to design a ski resort where we took the same idea, where when you live there, you can actually take the elevator from the lobby out on the roof and then ski down on the roof. Everything in the whole complex is designed with a minimum slope of 6%, which is the minimum slope that a snowboarder and a skier needs to propel using gravity alone. So really sort of taking the idea of ski in, ski out to a very literal manifestation. The sort of the last objection I normally get when I show these things here in North America is that everybody's saying that, you know, this only works in a sort of semi-socialist, sunny Scandinavia. But like a year and a half ago, we got invited to look at a project for a New York real estate developer. And New York real estate developers are quite notorious. Our client, Dr. Sturz, he has a house in West Palm Beach where they actually have sharks in the water. And he says he doesn't care, he goes swimming anyway, because being a New York developer, he gets professional courtesy from the sharks. But essentially they asked us to look at this site on the West Side Highway in Hell's Kitchen. It's beautifully located on the waterfront, but it's surrounded actually by a power plant on one side and a waste management facility on the other side, not combined. So it's you know, it really needed a sense of place to make it a nice place to be. So we thought that maybe, having spent 10 years of our career trying to escape the tyranny of the Copenhagen courtyard, we actually thought that maybe in New York the courtyard would be an interesting typology, because you could say it is at the architectural scale what Central Park is at an urban scale, like an urban oasis surrounded by a dense human habitat. So the big question became, like, what happens when you merge a skyscraper with a courtyard, or essentially what would a court scraper look like? So we sort of put the program on the site. We preserved the views of the existing building. It's called Helena. It's not only owned by our client, it's also named after his daughter. And then basically to provide Manhattan density, we lit the northeast corner up in 460 feet. Sort of preserving the courtyard's openness towards the views and the daylight, creating this sort of inhabited roofscape. So it becomes this like quite unusual character on the Manhattan skyline. Sort of a big model. Essentially, the form it produces is like almost like a saddle shape, created by straight lines. You see the sort of the courtyard and the nature inside sort of peeking out. It becomes a spire when you look at it from the east. And sunken into the roof, you have like these terraces that allow the sort of inhabitants to enjoy the sort of the sunny side and the view of the hot sun. And because of the incredible asymmetry, you go from 42 inches to 400 feet and back down again. You actually have the view and the daylight all the way into the courtyard itself. So anyway, you can say the rejuvenation that is currently turning the waterfront, the former industrial waterfront of Manhattan, into park, is now starting to sort of invade the sea fabric. And you say a courtyard is traditionally the sort of secret that is kept for the tenants or for Google Earth, but here it really becomes the main identity of the building. So we're scheduled to break ground April 1st, and with a little luck, this is what it could look like, sort of driving up and down the West Side Highway in 4 years. Make sure you have the sound.